Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing 5 or 6 home regrets. So we did a massive build project on our house last year. It is still kind of getting finished because we haven't done our driveway yet. And we've just got some like internal bits to finish off as well, like decor and furnishings. But it's taken me a long time to be able to even get 5 regrets in this house. And I think when you are doing a whole project like we did, we basically knocked our house down and started again. It's really difficult to think of like everything in one go. I think when you kind of do individual rooms at a time, you can put more kind of thought and effort into where you want different things. So I have done a video like this where I've shown you like the 10 best things I love in our house and the things that I'm so pleased that we chose. But I feel like now it's time to do a regrets video. So like I said, I have taken quite a long time to find some regrets because we are so happy with the majority, well, probably like 99.9% of things in our home. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you around the house and I'm just going to share the regrets. Some of them are not even maybe regrets, they're just things I would maybe consider changing. So I'm going to take you around the house and I'm going to talk you through each one and explain why they are in this regret video. If you have any questions about our home, then feel free to ask. I know a lot of you have been asking like how big this space is that we have got here, like our kitchen, diner, family room, and we are 7 meters this way by 9 meters across. So I really hope that's helpful because that is probably something I get asked the most. Right, so I'm just going to take you around the house now. Like I said, I'll tell you all the regrets and I'm going to explain why they're a regret, and if we can change them, then maybe we will do a little bit further down the line. There's always going to be something you regret, so let me get showing you what they are. Okay, so my first 3 regrets are going to be in the kitchen. This looks dirty, but I think that's just water. Oh no, that actually does look dirty. Anyway, this is our sink. Okay, here is my regret. We have got a cooker tap. I absolutely love it and I wouldn't change that. However, what does annoy me is we've obviously got a double sink here and the cooker tap doesn't have one of those like cordy bits on it that you can kind of swish around with the water to clean everything away. So what I find I have to do is I have to get this little like Dishmatic thing and then I have to clean the sides and scrape everything into the middle here when I clean the sink. I mean, I know this sounds like really simple problems, but I feel like it's really good to share these regrets with you guys because I feel like you learn so much through each build, and you know, there are things I've changed in this build that we did last time that I regretted. I know some of you might be thinking maybe you should have got like a split here so I could have a double sink or a split in the middle. However, we had that in our last house and I really didn't like it, so that's why I went for a full sink here. But my regret is getting this kind of tap over a tap that has the sort of bendy end on it. I don't really know the solution for this because I love our cooker tap so much because it's obviously got the boiling water, it's got the filtered water and a normal tap all in one. I don't know what solution would be for this sort of regret, but obviously it's annoyed me in like a small way because I get around it and I just have to clean the sink with my Dishmatic. But yeah, this is definitely something that I would maybe look into getting a different tap next time. Either I need a smaller sink so that more of the water from the tap can get to it, or I need a different tap. Okay, so staying in the kitchen, I wanted to show you our units. So we have got hand painted units, and the great thing about that is if you ever want to change the color of your kitchen, it's really easy to do. Someone can just come in and repaint it or respray your kitchen and you can have a totally new and transformed kitchen within days. However, the problem with having a hand painted kitchen is it chips easily. Now, I've seen this in so many kitchens that are hand painted. So it's not just our house and it's not just our kitchen, but no matter how hard you kind of try to be careful, there are always going to be little like knocks and dents to your kitchen cupboards, especially to this one. This is actually our dishwasher, so it's like really regularly used. Next time I might think twice before having a hand painted kitchen. However, I love the in-frame look, so I don't know if there's a way to get around this. You can have like an in-frame kitchen that's not hand-painted and bespoke. I'm not too sure. I do have the paint for this, so I can touch it up really easily, and it touches up really, really well. When you do kind of go in and put some paint on there, it's not obvious at all. So maybe what we would do in a couple of years' time when the kids are a bit older and maybe a bit more careful, we would get the whole kitchen repainted. And like I said, maybe we'd even go for a totally different color. So it feels like we've almost got a brand new kitchen. This is kind of something that does kind of get to me a little bit. But like I said, it is easy to repaint over. And the good thing about a painted kitchen is that you can refresh it at any time. So the last kitchen regret is this unit of mine. So as you can see, I mean, again, I don't really know how I would overcome this. Sorry about the state of my cupboards. This is just how I roll. I don't know how I'd overcome this because I love the spice racks. These are so, so useful. And I've got one on this door. And then as you can see, I've got one on this door as well. But there you go. There's my regret. That you can kind of see where it crashes into the oven a little bit. What I really wish that we had done on this unit is to have the sliding doors that go in. We use this cupboard quite a lot because this is where all the breakfasts are kept. But because obviously the spice racks are here, they almost kind of get in the way of seeing everything that's in this cupboard. So what I feel like I would have done is maybe put my spice rack somewhere else, except I do not know where else I could have done it, unless what we did is we switched over cupboards and made this cupboard where we have all of our plates and things like that. And then over here, we could have had this cupboard as the cupboard that has the spice racks on it and that has all the like the breakfast thing, so it has the cold shelf in here. That's the only thing that I could think of that we could change around. I love everything else about this cupboard. I love the cold shelf, I love the drawers and the spice racks, but I feel like because it's so close to the oven and the oven handle sticks out, when you open up this cupboard, it does bang into the oven handle, which is not ideal. So yeah, that is definitely something I feel like we should have maybe thought more about, and maybe got the sliding indoors for this unit here. Or I don't actually know what else we could have done, to be honest with you. I feel like we're a bit stuck here because Chris and I often say if only we had done the sliding doors here, but then we don't know where we would have put everything else. So yeah, it's one of those things that we kind of regret it, but we don't know how we'd fix it, if that makes sense. Right, next up, we are going into our utility room. Now, I love this room so much. I feel like it's small, but it's got everything I need. And I've never had a utility room before, and I'm just so happy with it. So as you can see, like everything's just got a place. We've got our Dyson on the wall there, and then behind here I've just put two little kind of command hooks, which has got our mop, and that's where our broom normally goes, but I don't know where that is at the moment. Oh, and I love this little sort of extra hanging space for our laundry from Pulley Made. And then we've got our underfloor heating manifold in there. So my regret here is, as you can see, we have got a full length door round here. But I thought when we did this room, I thought that I would use that door all the time for us to kind of take our washing in and out when there's a nice day so we can put it outside, but I don't. I use our main doors in the kind of lounge area, the sliding doors, because I find it easier to take it out there. So what I actually wish we had done here, instead of having this door, I wish we had had a window to probably about here that I could just always leave slightly open to have a bit of circulating air in this room. And then I wish we had put a bank of units along here running into the wall and into the window. I would still have had this Pulley Made because that is just brilliant, and I maybe would have got like a double one as well. But then if we had had a bank of units here, it would have hidden the manifold and we could have had lots more storage. I just kind of feel like at the moment that area there is a bit of a waste of space when we could have utilized it with more storage if we had had a window. Also, like I said, because we've got a door, it's either open or closed. You can't have it on like a crack open to let some air circulate through this room. And so we just keep it closed and locked all the time. So yeah, that is something I would change in here. I mean, I feel again, I'm being super picky because this works just so well as it is. That actually holds quite a lot of washing. And when the underfloor heating is on or it's summer, it dries really quickly too. But that is just something that I feel like if I could do this room again, I would change that because we really, really do not use this door at all. This is our bedroom window. And before, when we had the work done, obviously this is all an extension. Before we had the work done, we had like a little kind of Juliet balcony. So we had doors here and we could go out a little bit onto the flat roof that was there originally. But then when we pushed the house out, let me take you over here, you can see that we went like quite far. Like this is now just the bungalow roof going down. But what we wish we had actually done, which I don't know if it would even be possible if we'd get the planning for it, but we wish we had actually had doors here as well, and then just a piece of glass going over here. If we had done that, we would have like cut into the roof a little bit, so we would have had a bit of a flat roof there, and then it would have gone up, and then like I said, have a kind of glass balcony here. We have got such a beautiful view. You might not see it here, but we can also see the sea from that direction. But we've got such a beautiful view, and we feel like laying in bed here, we wish we could just sort of like, this is what we see now laying in bed, but if we had had the balcony here and the doors kind of, and all of this was glass, we would have been able to see this really, really beautiful view. So on the flip side of this, I quite like having this sort of raised bit. Our windows are actually quite big in this room here, and what we're going to do here is eventually get a little like snug chair, a little table here, and then a plant to go here as well, so that we can sit here, enjoy a coffee, and just look out at the view. So there's kind of like pros and cons to having it as doors, but yeah, Chris really would have liked the doors, but I actually don't feel like this is something that sort of bothers me that much at all, because once we do get our chair and make this like a cozy area, it will be just as lovely. So I'm sure you guys all know this regret here. This is, if you were watching me for a while, you'll know that I've said this a couple of times before, but this is our hallway, and I absolutely love it. I love our front door. I know it's Marmite. Some people say it looks like a safe. That's fine. But I just love it so much. But my one regret is not having a window put in this area. We have got a Velux up there, and before, when our hallway was quite a lot shorter, this was just filled with light. So when we had it made longer, I just kind of thought it would be filled with light as it was before, but that's not really the case. And I feel like this is quite a dark area of our home. So what I wish is that we had had a slim window, like a frosted window, put down here. So if you have a look here, it just like would be the perfect sort of space to have it running all the way up like that. I don't think I want to have a window in the door, because I quite like it when you can go to the door and answer it without everyone knowing that you're coming to the door, if that makes sense. However, we've had a quote for this, but it would be quite intrusive. It would be like cutting out, like angle grinding out the inside and the blockwork on the outside, repairing the plaster inside and the render on the outside. So what we have been suggested is we put a slim long window up here. So it would just go in the middle of our joist. It would be the least intrusive kind of method of adding light here, and then on the roof it would just be a little skylight. So I think we might do that. This is definitely not high up on the priority list at all. There are lots of things like the driveway and internal kind of decor that we want to do before we do anything to this area. But this is just one regret, that I feel like it would have been so easy for us to just add a window here when they were building this extension here. So that is a big regret of mine. And this is probably the thing that actually gets to me the most in the house that I regret. Everything else I'm just kind of being picky about. But this is an area that I do feel like is quite dark. I mean, we haven't done anything yet on this wall here. I can't decide what we want to do here yet, but I know I could definitely like add some color or something like that over here to give us a bit more light. So maybe once I decide what we're doing here, it will then sort of make us decide if we want to spend the extra money by putting in a window. But yeah, this is my big regret. Chris doesn't really seem to be that bothered about this area, but I guess like upstairs with the doors and the windows in our bedroom, that doesn't bother me, whereas this doesn't bother him. I just wish we had kind of thought about natural light in this area instead of having to rely on lights up there and a little side light here. So those are the regrets on our house build that I wanted to share with you today. Like I said, they're not like awful regrets. They're just sort of things that we look back and think, oh, we should have done that instead of that. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and it was a little bit helpful, because if you're thinking of having something similar to us, maybe it might make you think differently. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see about our home renovation. I will link the whole home renovation kind of series that we put together over the weeks down below in my description box. So if you want to see our house build week on week from week 1, then definitely go and check that out in my description box. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.